Alright folks, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the biggest games conference of the year, that is E3. E3 is a bit of a bittersweet kind of place because it's where dreams are fulfilled and they're also left broken and shattered on the floor. Now there's been a lot of speculation online as to what we're going to see at E3. And whether you're excited about E3 or not, you're probably going to come across some articles online as to certain games that we're probably going to see at E3. Now, whether you want to see E3 coverage or not, I'm going to be doing some E3 coverage up until the event and obviously whilst it's going on. So whether you're a Xbox loyal, a PS4 diehard, a Nintendo fanboy, or a part of the PC Master Race, I'm going to try and bring you a bit of everything as E3 goes along. So let's get into it. So, let's not beat around the bush and let's cut the shit. So without a doubt, this year at E3, we're going to see, without a doubt, Black Ops 3. We're going to see a bit of campaign, more than likely. Probably not multiplayer. Gameplay reveal, and people be like, oh my god, Call of Duty, we got a new game. It's so much more revolutionary than the other fucking 6 before. Wow. Then, shortly after, for Xbox, we're probably going to see Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and it'll be like, oh my god, he has got, the exact same shit as before. It's a new map with the same shit, and we have one new weapon, or two, if we're lucky. And then, with the likes of, speaking of Xbox, Philip Spencer, the guy who's known in the video game industry for not, beating around the bush, for actually telling it how it is, he has confirmed basically that this is going to be the best E3 for Xbox. Now, I would have to probably agree with him, considering the fact that Xbox sales haven't been great and the PS4 has been trumping them on every level. And the thing is, they need to bring the exclusives to town for the Xbox in order to them to even redeem a set amount of sales. Because let's face it, right? In the past and in the present and even in the future, people will buy consoles for exclusives. This is a thing. This is a thing that does happen. So for Xbox, we're going to have Halo 5 definitely shown, Guardians. We had a multiplayer beta for Halo 5, and we're probably going to see like a 20-minute, campaign reveal, and that'll be pretty sweet, and everyone will be psyched about that. And then I imagine next to the floor we'll probably see the new Gears of War game, or the Gears of War remaster. I'm not too sure what we'll probably see. I'd imagine we might see the remaster before the new game. However, we might see bits and pieces of both. If anybody hasn't heard anything about the rumours for the Gears of War remaster, you can check the video that'll be up here. I did a video on my channel talking about the future of the Gears of War franchise, so I don't want to get into that too much, but I'm definitely excited to see Gears of War at E3. There's no doubt we'll definitely see something. Two titles we can't forget about on the Xbox One is the Rise of the Tomb Raider and Fable Legends. Now, with the likes of Rise of the Tomb Raider, we can assume that this will come to other platforms. However, we've been told that Xbox One is going to have a timed exclusive of this game. We know as far as Fable Legends is concerned, it's been scheduled for a 2015 release. Next, for the likes of PlayStation 4, because Sony, to be fair, this year, Sony has said fuck all. For once, they're not bragging or talking or, leaking shit for once. They've basically kept in the dark and pretty quiet, but I know for definite we're going to see, obviously, something to do with Uncharted 4, maybe a big stretch of gameplay considering it's been pushed back to spring 2016. Also, on the PlayStation 4, which we're likely going to see at E3, will be Final Fantasy 15. Now, Final Fantasy 15 had a playable demo with the pre-order on the Day 1 edition of Type 0 HD, which was initially a PSP game that was remade for the PlayStation 4. We're likely to see a lot more of it at E3. With the likes of PS4 as well, we'll probably see other indie games, considering indie developers now are basically using PS4 as their main platform on the consoles. A lot of indie developers have been in wide support for the PlayStation 4 and, you know, its hardware and the console in general, so we'll likely see a good few indie games, you know. As far as other AAA titles go, I'm not too sure on what else we should expect. I know with the likes of No Man's Sky, it's coming to PC as well. So this is kind of like a joint thing. So, you know, we've seen a bit of No Man's Sky at last E3, and a lot of people thought it was very exciting, considering you would, you know, travel to other planets, and no planet would be the same. And it was very colourful, and it had, you know, interesting visuals and the whole exploration thing. No doubt we'll definitely see a bit more in-depth gameplay on No Man's Sky this year, considering that it's been heavy in development now at this stage. And I'm not actually too sure when the release date is for it, but I imagine it'll be pretty soon. Another two games that I would like to see for the PlayStation 4 reveal would obviously be, one would be Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, I'm a big fan of the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I haven't played Dream Drop Distance or Recoded for the DS, but I do have to say I would love to see more on Kingdom Hearts 3. There was very, very early alpha footage of Kingdom Hearts 3 shown, and last year at E3 we got a trailer. Hopefully we see something about the game maybe, but this might be unlikely. Another game would be Persona 5. Now, it's been a long time since we've seen another Persona game, and I think we're due another title and a reveal soon. As far as EA goes, you know, every year EA spends, you know, 3/4 or half their fucking stage time talking about sports games. Now, I'm not really into sports games, I'll not, you know, lie. But for EA this year, they're going to have quite a bit on their plate. Now, last year, we seen Mass Effect 4 screenshots and different things, so I'd imagine there's a possibility of seeing something on Mass Effect 4. Something we definitely will have to see at E3 will be Star Wars Battlefront gameplay, or something more to do with Star Wars Battlefront, considering it's been scheduled for an October release this year. We'll have to see something more, because the video we seen that was shown in Anaheim at the Star Wars convention, that was meant to be in-game footage, you know, it ended up being in-engine footage. I wouldn't say that's gameplay footage at all. You know, you can tell that it's been rendered out a certain way to look better than it probably is going to be in-game. You know, it was very cinematic and scripted. Although, to be fair, they did say it was taken from a Battle of Walker Assault, a type of game mode in the game. If you want to check out anything more on Battlefront, or if you haven't seen the trailer, you can check a video on my channel that I did about that, a trailer breakdown of it, and the Force Awakens trailer for the new Star Wars movie, which I'm kind of excited about. Speaking of Star Wars, Visceral Games are meant to be developing a Star Wars game. However, we haven't really been told what it is, so we might see a teaser. As far as Nintendo goes, well, it's not looking good for them. The CEO of Nintendo said that he won't be present at E3 this year. And you know that Zelda game that everybody was looking forward to on the Wii U to maybe, you know, boost the sales of the console? Well, turns out it's not happening in 2015. The release date for the Zelda game for the Wii U's been pushed back. And the only two games that I could think of that we might see at E3 this year for Nintendo would be the new Xenoblade Chronicles, which is Xenoblade Chronicles X, and possibly a Star Fox game. Now, we've been told that Star Fox has been in development, so hopefully we see something. With the likes of me speaking of the exclusives for all the individual consoles, I'm just going to talk about a few games now that we are definitely probably going to see that are cross-platform. Now, there's Deus Ex Mankind Divided, the new Deus Ex game that a trailer came out for, and an announcement I think last month in April. And if you look up in the top left, you'll see a wee video. I did an announcement video and breakdown of the trailer for Mankind Divided, so you can check that out. Other games that I expect we would see would be Metal Gear Solid 5, which is scheduled for a September release, I think. Other games that we can expect to see would be the Mad Max game, which is coming out in September. Now, to round up the video, I was going to do this in a separate video, but I thought I would include it in this one, which is to do with the Bethesda. Now, Bethesda are having their showcase at E3 this year, and they're also having their own private conference as well as a public one. Now, there has been footage shown and a trailer of the new Doom game, which is going to have an E3 reveal, definitely. Now, this is made by ID Software, who made Doom 3, but Bethesda is publishing it. And people are starting to believe that Bethesda have more up their sleeve for this E3, which is very, very plausible considering the amount of coverage they're going to have at E3. The possibility could obviously be Fallout 4, which everyone's wanting, and there was a few rumours put up online of a guy who was meant to have worked on the cinematic trailer. His LinkedIn profile, he had stated that he was the cinematic director for the trailer for Fallout 4. So, you know, fans would love to see a Fallout 4. I don't think we're going to see an Elder Scrolls game because we've got Elder Scrolls Online, and usually, you know, we have to wait a good couple of years for another Elder Scrolls game. There's also a chance that we may see a teaser or something to do maybe with Dishonored 2. It was a very popular game. The main game I'd love to see at E3, however, would be Half-Life 3. Now, this is very unlikely. You know, it gets more and more unlikely as time goes on. But, you know, with Valve bringing out their VR technology and having a consumer product out for, like, December time, you know, I would have thought it would have been a great Christmas present for us all. Oh, well. But, yeah. If you want to check out a video, I did a video on Valve's VR technology. If you've been living under a rock and haven't heard anything about it, that was when they were going to GDC 2015. I did a bit of coverage on it. So, yeah, that's going to wrap up my video, folks. If you want to see everything E3 up until the event and during the event, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a hell of a lot. If you like the video, throw a like on it. You can follow me anytime at Facebook and Twitter at For The Banter NI. Until next time, my friends, goodbye.